Hey, good morning, everybody. How's it going? We are diving in awfully close. We made it though. Looks like we got a lot of you guys on there. Kim Jackson, carbs do rule, 100%. CC Wright asked, ever hear of the Gunson Color Tune Glass Spark Plug? I have not. I don't. So let us know what that's all about. My guess is, by the sound of it, it's some thing that allows you to see how it's running from the outside. Maybe I don't know. Um, Bruce Kennedy, good morning. Wooded Adventures, good morning. Who is that? Wooded Adventures? Do I know you, or are you um, a new here? So anyway, either way, good to see you. Brady Metter with the ring, ding, ding. That's surprising. I was expecting a barap from Brady. Uh, Alexa Wake Morgan, thanks, Bruce. 5280 James. J Lo, what's happening from Tennessee, man? Jamin Richards, what's happening? There's my mom. Hi, mama. I love you. Everybody say hi to Suzanne Spradling. That is my mom. She's awesome. She's in Oklahoma City. Jim Rupp. Roger Hurd, what's happening? Raining in Arizona. Whew. That means go ride in Arizona, everybody. Drop what you're doing and haul the mail to Arizona. It's going to be good. Mojave Mike, good morning. Paul Anstey, what is happening? Yes, we are Freedom Loving Dirt Bikers. How is the Great White North? I haven't really seen anything in the last day or two about the truckers, but I'm hoping that Trudeau just happens to go missing. Um, Cold Tundra of God. Oh, I'm sure it's rough. Mojave Mike, if it's raining in Arizona, maybe it's raining in Vegas. And if it is, another awesomeness. Um, let's see. Jimmy Neihart, what up? Mark Payne, good morning. How is everybody doing? Well, right on, guys. It's I have to get my questions up here. Good morning and welcome to the Gospel of Two Wheels number 170, where the coffee's hot, the bikes are fast, and your comments, thankfully, are completely ridiculous. It is awesome to be here and to see you guys. If you're brand new here and watching for the first time, definitely consider giving us a subscribe. Maybe hit that little notification bell so you know when we do new videos, which is a lot, multiples a week. So, uh, yeah. Anyway, I love you guys. Eric Bryan, what's happening? John Fuquay, you made it. I don't know. I say Fuquay because I knew a guy named Ross who spelled his last name like that, and it was Fuquay, but it might be Fuqua. Anyway, ooh, your sister's on the way to Arizona. That's awesome. My mom says the sound is broken up. How is it for everyone else? Let me know. Colorado Enduro guy, what's happening? Um, yes, Kelly Pate smells like Yamalube in there. That is good to hear. Let me know how uh, the sound is for everybody. Hopefully, it's good. I've got a solid connection here with nobody else on it. So breaking up there. Dang, sorry guys. Mark's not good on sound. So Robert Boucher, what's happening? Christopher Brolumbus, dude, that is my favorite greeting ever. All right, sounds as good as a two-stroke Casey York. Yes, right on. Well, we're just gonna keep rolling. I'm not gonna switch Wi-Fi networks because last time that really fouled everything up. But it is time. I gotta drink some coffee here. I'm tired. I did not sleep very well. That's a bummer, but whatever. It happens sometimes. I was thinking too much about riding dirt bikes. Actually, that's not that's not true. I just didn't sleep that well. Um, all right, let's get to some questions. So the color tune glass plug, I don't know if let me know what that thing is. When and where is your next race, Brant McFarland? Let's see. I think Brant, my next race is going to be the first Weeby race, which is going to be April in Farmington, New Mexico. If you go to weebyracing.com, you can see the schedule. I don't have it in front of me. I could look it up, but I got questions to answer. But it's April in Farmington. It will be probably my next race. Ronnie Nelson coming in from Prosper, Texas. We have something to talk about with you from some questions. Let's see. Well, let's start here. Well, actually, Kelly Pate, I love your question / joke. I'm going to say it because I think it's so good. Why does a piano manufacturer make the best bikes? ... They are so in tune. That's my favorite. And then Jared, which is Hello Dirt, comes in with they have all the keys for success. Brilliant. I love Yamahas. And yeah, anyway, that's awesome. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. Max below, any plans on when you're going to try out that stick carb? Max, not yet. Very probably in the next. It'll probably be 2 or 3 weeks because I got the bike running really good. I really want to get a bunch of hours on it and check mileage and stuff. I haven't really had a chance to do a long day on the 300 to really check mileage. I've just kind of like done, 40 something miles and check whatever, but I want to get like almost empty on that thing. And I don't know when I'm going to have a chance to do a long day like that. So anyway, let's see, but Max relatively soon. Shredded the 125 XT this past weekend at Torx, 5th place, 48. Yes, John Fuquay. Nice job, dude. The 125's the best. Where do you have your power valve set on the 125? I have it actually turned in maybe a turn-ish from stock. Like ish. It's definitely in from stock. I don't know exactly how far. Because I wanted it to have more bottom end. Now with the head and the 36 and all that, I haven't changed it at all, and it's running really good. So I'm just not going to mess with it. So Mark Payne, I can't find a Turbine Core 2.1 for my Shirko. If you can, I'll order one. Okay, Mark. Shoot me an email, morgan@highland-cycles.com, and I will then remember. I'm not going to remember right now as I go to work after I go. Oh, Max, you're going to love it. Got mine dialed with the RK setup. It's fantastic. Right on, Max. I'm excited. I'm really excited to try it. I think I'll probably won't bother with it on the 125. I'll put it on the 300 because it's a 40 to 38. They bored it. They did anyway, whatever. And that's a huge carburetor I think for 125. So, I will, and the 125 doesn't need any more top end. So, okay, Mark Payne, 19, you're perfect. Like I said, email me and remind me. I whiskeyed hard last weekend. I'm blaming it on the 2.0 first real ride with it. Right on. Nice, Jimmy. That's awesome. I hope you're okay. Did you hurt yourself at all, or just the bike, or nothing at all? Let's see. John Fuquay, I got the Arcatech head and just bought a Ken 36 with the stick block from a buddy. Gonna put it on sometime next week. I'll let you know what I think. Awesome, John. That might be what I do is take the stick out of the carb that it's in and put it in my other two carbs. That's not a bad idea because it'll do that. Like I can just put it in. And then theoretically my jetting might be anyway, we'll talk about that. Because I really don't like the idea of the 40 to 38. Like, I don't know. I like the 36 millimeter carburetor so much better. No way. Kelly Pate says the Corks is having a new class this year, 40 plus, 125 only. Should be, oh man, I got to race that. That's going to be found. That's going to be awesome. Found it. Morning. Thinking of heading your way this weekend. Are there any trails open? Dry Creek, Peach Valley, or is it all snow and mud? Thanks, Dan. Found it. Dan, thank you for asking. I forgot to mention the weather. It dumped snow last night. So there's about 2 inches of snow out there on about everything, it looks like. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like. I haven't looked. I know it's supposed to warm up. If it warms up enough, it's going to be magical. If it doesn't warm up enough, it's going to be a crap show. So, yeah, I don't know. Got another question here from Jared Sahagun, who is Hello Dirt here. He's not here yet, but probably will be. Is there any concern and or benefit with changing spark plugs? Currently running a BR9, looking into a BR8. I was told this would help with low-end ignition grunt. I do not believe ever one bit that a spark plug changes the way something runs. Um, you cannot convince me. Yeah, you can't convince me that a spark plug changes the way something runs. Um, I do like running a fuzz hotter plug, which the 8 would be a little bit hotter than the 9, because it doesn't foul as easy. My bikes are jetted pretty well. I don't think they're going to foul anyway, but I run a fair amount of oil, 40 to 1 and everything, and pretty rich. So I like to run a little bit hotter plug to make sure it doesn't foul and it burns everything off. But other than that, hey, there's Hello Dirt. No, there's not a huge thing. So I would. It is weird that your 250 has a 9 and not an 8 or a 7 in it anyway. So I'd probably run an 8. So like I said, it'd be all right. Let's see. Max, ever heard of the Power CDI? I've looked into it a while back because a tunable ignition sparked my interest. Anyway, found one off Marketplace for a great price. Anxious to give it a try. Max, I have not heard of that like brand. I don't know if that's the brand, but obviously there's a lot to be gained from different ignition timings. But I would be careful of making it worse because like I know a lot about carburation and tuning that. I don't know that much about ignition timing and how to tune that. I know I've fiddled with it on a Yamaha tuner because they have that, available on the GYT tuner now on your phone. So, but I always just use someone else's map. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure, like I said, I know there is gain to be had and you can feel it, but yeah, so do some research, make sure I mean, it sounds like you could just take it off, so whatever. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, big deal, put the other one on. But I know there's a lot to be gained with ignition timing. I just don't know much about it. What do you call, this is from Kim Jackson, what do you call the tip that removes the jet block? It looks like a Torx, but requires a hole in the center of the Torx. Oh, that is a tamper-proof Torx is what that is, Kim. So if you're talking to Snap-on or Sears or Matco or whatever, tell them you need tamper-proof Torx. That's what that is. There you go. John Fuquay says, Max checked with Takamoto out of Cali. Yeah. He definitely knows more about that than I do. There's a lot of, so if you don't know me by now, let me give you a little bit of background to me. I'm a mechanic. I love working on motorcycles. I love making motorcycles run better. But I am also a guy who just likes to ride my motorcycle, and fiddling with them too much turns into a whole thing. Like I don't really enjoy it. Like it's tough for me to like want to tinker. If I feel like the thing's running really well, I'm like, I don't want to do anything unless I feel like it's going to be a big improvement. For instance, the RK Tech head and piston, huge improvement, massive change in the bike. It's crazy how much better that thing runs. So, I'm all for that. Ignition timing, I could care less. Like the little map switch on KTM's and the gray wire thing on Yamahas, I've never felt like I could tell much of a difference or if it was even worth it. So I don't fiddle with it. But like I'm not saying don't, and I'm not saying people shouldn't. And like Takamoto, it's a good thing we have guys like him out here who are willing to do that and really dig into it. I'm not that guy. So I just want to, and like, yeah, whatever. I just want to ride the things. Exactly, Andy BJ. I don't want to pickle. I just want to ride on my motorcycle, 100%. Roger Hurd comes in with timing off equals C's. That is true. If you get your timing off, it's got to get way off before you're going to seize a bike. But but yes, 100%. Roger Hurd, Brady is sour all the time. Now he's sour because I'm making him come up here and train us to do TBT suspension. Woohoo! February 28th through March, whatever that week. We are doing TBT suspension. We're getting trained up. We're moving forward. We're making it happen. If you need your suspension done, you're in the area, or you want to ship it, please get a hold of me, Morgan at highland-cycles.com. Let's get him up here. Let's make it worth Brady's trip, first of all. And let's get Zach really trained up. And we're going to go for it. It's going to be awesome. So let me know. But yeah, that's why Brady's sour is because I'm making him come up to Colorado and have fun. Drives him nuts. Eric Bryan, tires and fuel is all I do. That's the way to do it. I keep bikes too long for it to only be tires and fuel for me. And also now this channel has me testing things that I probably normally wouldn't, like the counter shocks. Let's talk a little bit about the counter shocks, guys. I'm impressed. Like, it works. I don't know that it is like game changing how it works, especially with really, really, really well tuned suspension that I have. But it's good. It works. It makes sense. The tuned mass damper thing, I've looked into it a little bit. And and hold on real quick. John Fuquay comes in with brilliant. Best adjustment are the arms connected to the bars. Yeah, for sure. Smart guy in Italy created a very expensive, brand new, like 800 euros. The maps included are supposed to be improvement over stock. I'll try to create a soft and hard map. Right on. Cool, Max. That's awesome. I'm excited. That's awesome. I'm sure it's good. I just like let's see. Casey York, take care, man. We'll talk to you soon. Kim Jackson, ignition does not give you horsepower. A head does. Jetting is the bomb diggity, experimenting with the way power is laid down. Single, double, and triple tapers. So much to be had. Agree, Kim, 100%. That's where I think you get the power is with head. That piston combination is really good. I think having the ring end gaps separated makes a ton of sense. Like a ton of sense for holding compression and making more power. And then there's a lot of other things to that thing. Oh, someone asked, I don't know if they're watching us here on YouTube or not, but someone asked whether or not that piston weighed more than the Vertex. I didn't measure it like on a gram scale to figure that. Unfortunately I didn't. I should have. But it's probably just a tiny bit heavier because it's forged and not cast. But it's not much. So yeah, anyway, let's see. I've got a question from, let's see, Neil. Sorry, guys. Neil Matthews. Is it advisable to change the weight of oil and forks to adapt performance to rider preference and weight? That is an expensive way to fiddle around with things. I think, and I would love for Brady to weigh in here because he obviously knows more than I do about suspension at this point, but I think valving is way more important. But it doesn't hurt anything as long as you don't go crazy. It doesn't hurt anything to put different weights in there and check it out. It's just a lot of work because you got to, take everything apart, clean everything out, then put new oil in it. It's like, man, yeah, I don't know. But it does definitely change things. So, hey, Kevin O'Laughlin, there we go, says, don't forget to hit the like button. I agree. As much of you guys watching, thank you, by the way. This is a good number. And not a ton of thumbs up. So if you're watching the chat, back out of the chat, hit the thumbs up and come on back into the chat. And also, if you're new here, make sure if you have a question, like put it up here on the screen. I will get to it if we're not so many people here that I miss questions, I don't think. Unless sometimes every now and then something just doesn't show up, which is weird. Let's see. When it was inside your backpack, were your legs less tired? Mojave Mike's talking about the counter shocks. No, but my left side was because I had it in my left side. That's awesome. There we go. Brant McFarland. It's all about what you smoke in the pipe. 100%. Bruce Kennedy, Brady, are you valving Sachs Z stuff? Yes, Brady, Bruce, he is. Max below. Kim, yes. However, when all those are modified, which mine are, technically a matching ignition curve would create the best case scenario. Let's see what's capable of. Bruce, it's actually not nearly as bad in person as it looks on this camera. But yeah, it's time for it to happen. But I just like, this is a smoky bar. Shout out to the Smoky Bar store up in Idaho. I love you guys. Let's see. And I have so many hats. But anyway, Brady, what do you think about oil change? Maybe I hope you didn't comment. I didn't see it because, like I said, sometimes it doesn't. What do you think about changing oil weights for suspension? Um, John Fuquay, KTM has done a phenomenal job with the stock suspension on the 22s. That's good to hear. I'm sure it's really good. Honestly, stocks, well, there was a time. Let's not talk about 4CS, but there was a time when some stock suspension really sucked. But in general, stock suspension is not so horrible. It's just, to me, it's very what's the word? It's very single use. It's very linear. It doesn't work good in lots of conditions. It works either good in the rocks or good the whoops or whatever. And here you come, Brady. You really should use the recommended weight for the suspension. It's not like the old days of running ATF in your forks. Thank you, Brady. That's what I thought. I just wanted to hear from you too. So Neil, no, and the reason is, Neil, I mean, Brady, correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason is your forks and your shock were designed to have a certain weight of oil to move through the piston into the shim stack. And if you start changing that a lot, you're not going to get, things aren't going to work the way they're supposed to work. So what you want to do is change those shims to then either slow down or speed up the speed with which the piston can move through the oil. So anyway, that's the deal. Going from 5 weight to 7.5, it's not bad, but like I said, it's really more advisable just to stick with what you're supposed to put in there and adjust your clickers and shim stacks to match. Max Bello, any plans on selling Two Strokes Matter hat? Yeah, I can do that. I'll work on that. We'll make that happen. I've got some come and take it hats with the 2-stroke pipe on it, which I think is awesome. But yeah, I will work on getting that design made because we have the shirts and stuff on our spring store, which is in the links below, like should be running below your screen right now. But I will work on hats for sure. Let's see. Testing is super important when working on suspension. Yes, John Fuquay, testing is incredibly important. And one thing I do like doing is testing. I don't like fiddling too much with things, especially things that I don't like. For me, the ignition curve, like as we've already talked, I don't find huge changes in that stuff. I don't like to tinker with that, but I love testing stuff that makes a huge difference, and suspension is one of those things. Let's see. I got a quick question from Jimmy Nyhart. What's the technique for changing the pump mesh screen? I'm assuming you mean the one on the bottom. The technique, Jimmy, is don't screw it up, which clearly you did. He broke it. I don't know. I've never had a problem with those. I've always had those work, but sounds like you gorilla armed it. So I don't know. Sorry about that, Jimmy. This is a great question. Also, do you add grease to sealed wheel bearings? Yes. Every time I change a tire, I pop the little lip off of the seal, put just a little bit of grease in there, put it back on there. I've had people scream at me like, "Oh God, it's going to overheat." I'm freaking out, right? Because there is a lot of truth to over greasing a bearing can cause overheating and bearing failure. But that is for bearings that are doing crazy RPMs, right? Crazy RPMs. Our wheel bearings not doing crazy RPMs. I mean, if you're doing 50 miles an hour, you got to realize the inside of that wheel is moving way slower than the outside of the wheel. So it's Jimmy, no, sorry, you broke that thing. I don't know why it wouldn't push on. That is weird. But so anyway, yeah, I put a little bit of grease in there. I feel like it helps them last a lot longer. See, Paul Anstey, what's with the SSX KTM Husky Gas bikes? Those riders are having a tough time with the new bikes. Motor suspension, I'm guessing suspension. Paul, I'm guessing suspension too. The motor can't be that different. it just, the motor can't be that different from last year. And those guys get the motors tuned exactly like they want them. It doesn't take too much testing and whatever for them to get it dialed in. It's got to be the chassis, or they're just having a bad year, man. Sometimes it's just that way. But yeah. Bruce Kennedy saw someone was making a moose for ADV bikes that go on the roads a lot. Bruce, there's mooses out there that'll work just fine at high speeds because all of the Dakar guys run them and they run fast, and they've been running them even when they did lots of long road sections, like in the Paris to Dakar, the actual original thing. So, I don't know who it is, but yeah. There you go, Brady. It's a chassis related issue. Imagine they will be better on the East Coast tracks. There we go, right on. Let's see. Most teams have teething problems with an all-new bike. I agree, Brady, 100%. You put a brand new bike underneath a bunch of riders that are used to something, they're going to have issues. McGrath, for instance, think about that. The 97 CR250, when they completely changed that, and arguably that was a horrid motorcycle because of the chassis, but he hated that motorcycle. Let's see. Kim says, yes, I do. I'm guessing on the teething problems with the new bike. Squeaky wheel gets probably Kim was talking about the wheel bearings. Yeah, just a little bit of grease. You don't need to pack a ton in there. And even if you did, it would squeeze it out through the seals and not, man, going to blow up. I swear, people. Anyway, there are probably people yelling about that are probably engineers who are sitting behind freaking computers and they can't help themselves. I don't know, whatever. By the way, Kevin O'Laughlin, I forgot to say hi when you said that comment. Hi. Love you, Kevin. Got a set of SKFs, and they were pretty dry. I packed those frickers with marine grease. Right on, Jimmy Neihart. They'll be just great. KTM redesigned the frame completely different. Yeah, Bruce. Which is going to be one of the ones I'm going to get. The 23 is going to be completely new. I'm getting the XC so that I get all the new shiny stuff. Because the W's might hold over a year. I don't know if they are or not, but I'm definitely want I want the newest, baddest everything so I can test it for you guys. Power wash the whiz out of everything. We got mud for days here. Bearings don't last. Jimmy Neihart, I agree. We don't have mud like you guys do, but I power wash everything, and I don't, whatever. So, I use high temp grease because I'm a problem solver. Yes, John, that is awesome. And yes, Bruce Kennedy, I mean the one I'm going to break, and we are going to break it. If it's breakable, I'm going to break it. I can't wait, honestly. Really looking forward to shredding a new bike and seeing if I can't completely, so I'm not going to do anything stupid like leave the oil out of the gas or anything dumb like that, but I am absolutely going to beat on that thing. So what other questions you guys have? Let's keep talking about the counter shocks thing. I have another one coming. They're sending me another one to put onto my 300, so I don't actually have to swap back and forth. I ordered a set of mounts so I could because it's super easy to move, but they're kind enough to send me another whole setup, so I'm going to put that on the 300. Also, guys, and if you're local, not local, whatever, if you want to ride one of my bikes, please come out and ride one of my bikes. I know a lot of you guys are not from here, but if you're out here and you want to ride one and feel all the things I'm talking about, please, they are open for ride. I want to just let people hammer on them. You can break them, you can crash them. You can't do any worse to them than I have. So I want people to experience what I'm experiencing. I really have never ridden two bikes that I like any more than these ones. I really never thought I'd say that because I love YZ so much, but I've got these KTMs working so amazingly well that, it's just incredible. So, like I said, I want to share that. And Brady, I got 4 strokes. I got 2 XR650s. So come on out, dude. Ronnie Nelson, we need to talk about what you asked. So hang on. 18 or 19 inch rear wheel, John Fuquay. If I have a choice, it's 18. Just a little more cush back there. Brant calls it 18 off-road, 19 MX. Let's see. Roger Hurd, come trash one of them. I love it. Let me come ride. You bet, Robert. Let's do it. Hello from Canada. What's happening, Paul the Valley? So Ronnie Nelson contacted me, and I want to get on here and find his. Where is he? Dang it! I gotta find his messages. He's talking. He's going to get. He wants to know about. Dang, sorry, whether or not to buy a new bike now. Here we go. Let's. He's got a great question. Well, first of all, let's read Ronnie's story because I love it. Wife told me if I bought her plantation shutters and some other stuff, I could get another dirt bike. Needless to say, I gave her cash 5 minutes later. Need help figuring out what to buy. I've got two 450s and really want a two-stroke. Boom. First of all, good decision, Ronnie. 250 or 300. He doesn't want to go small bore. Fair enough. I really like the YC250X. I don't like that it doesn't have electric start because if I do stall on a hill, then you have to kick it, and it's tough. So fair enough. Thinking I could put a recluse on the YZ would prevent stalling. I'm kind of worried about the TBI bikes. Also fair enough. But I love the idea of a KTM or Husky. What's your thoughts? Bike would be best. So single track mostly. So Ronnie, that is such a great question. And I'm sure everybody on the comments is going to jump in here, and I love it that you do. Please do. Bring all of your opinions because they all matter. So, and Brady Mitter says he's not bringing his gear this trip. We'll sort that out. So, honestly, like I would normally 2 years ago, year and a half, I would have said YZ250, X or not, whatever. But I really, man, I love the fact that the KTM's, Huskies, whatever, are built for off-road. They're actually made for off-road. The X really isn't. It's sort of kinda, but so I like an off-road bike. I like what Brady Metter is saying right here, Sherco or Beta. Ronnie, I would really, really, really look closely at the Betas. I like the Sherco. I like the fit of the Sherco better. If you guys watch my video about riding the Betas, you know that I feel like the Betas are kind of small. Ronnie, I don't know how big a guy you are. If you got 450s, you're probably kind of a bigger dude. So the Beta might not fit. But if you get a chance to go ride one, I really think you should, because they're amazing. The carburetor works great. They've got the option for a Kickstarter. They got all the things that I like about my personal KTMs, and and none of the BS. So of the new ones. So I like the Betas. I really like the Shercos. My buddy Molecule has been really, really happy with his, and it's been it's been really trouble free for lots of 200 hours. I think it's been really good. So it's so there's that. Shercos, you can't put a Kickstarter on. You got to look at that. You got to think about that, whether that matters to you or not. Brady's going to make a comment about there's no hand starter on my van, but whatever. I don't take my van into the middle of nowhere. So Eric Bryan coming in with the Sherco is awesome. I do agree the Sherco chassis is pretty dead nuts, like out of the box. For me, I'm 5'10" and a half, 5'11"-ish, whatever. I'm probably shrinking now. I'm old. 185 pounds, pretty normal sized on everything. And the Sherco fits really, really well. The Beta would fit with some adjustments, but it would need, I don't know. I got to move things around to make the Beta work. So let's see. Make sure I'm not. Jimmy Neihart. I have to read Jimmy Neihart's things out loud because they're so good. Buy TPI. Carbs are for kindergarten glue eaters, crayon eaters. TPI life. I love you. Jamie Richards, come ride one of my bikes. So yeah, there we go. Paul Yancey. I love my Beta, but the Sherco looks sweet. So that's that. Or Ronnie, you could go like what I'm doing and roll the dice on a brand new model. 23. I wouldn't buy a TPI. There's no way. There's no way to buy a 22. I could buy a 22 right now. There's one on the floor. I would like feed my need for new crap, which I don't need, but whatever, but I like. And I could go get one and try to break it. But I am waiting for 23s because there's going to be throttle body injected, which I think is a better system. We're going to be mixing gas again, which I think is safer and better. And I think I'll still be able to put a Kickstarter on it, which is going to be awesome. So there's that. And I know that they fit me and that I get along with the chassis really well. Of course, they're changing it, so who knows? Maybe, I don't know. It's a lot of information, Ronnie. But that's the way this thing is. So I would not probably do the Yamaha, unfortunately. Yeah. Man, I love Yamaha so much. I love the company, but I just wish they would get with the times. Anyway, so those are the three: Sherco Beta or the new one. You got to decide whether you want to just stick with the carburetor, because I think the Betas and the Shercos are solid. You're not going to have problems with them. I know they had issues. Betas were throwing out like crank bearings. They got that sorted out. That was just it's a bummer. There's a lot of bikes, but they got that sorted out. Also, their customer service and warranty situation has been really, really good. Brant McFarland, yes, I can ship you whatever you want. Call the shop. 970-240-2197. There we go. And I think the Betas are great. Like I said, I think the company's great. The Shercos seem to be great too. So yeah, Petri is saying he had a Beta. The Sachs had problems. So if I got a Beta, I would get the race version with the KYBs for sure. Let's see. Do you ever fuel up at gas stations and mix your oil in the bike tank, Paula Valley? Yes, I do that all the time on like our Death March big ride we do every year. I mix the gas in the tank all the time. No big deal. Let's see. 200 hours on my Beta. Never let me down, says Paul Antsy. I'll take any dirt bike with electric start. Fair enough, Shane McNabb, 100%. Ronnie, I'm sure you can read all these things because a lot of guys are just weighing in on what they think is great. Saw a picture of bolts. New race bike still has oil filler on frame. Couldn't tell if it's TPI or TBI injected. And guy, so I think there's some of them are still probably racing TPI. Some of them are not, because I've seen other pictures with they don't have the oil filler. So we'll see, I guess. I'm going to find out 100%. Bruce Kennedy says Bay 6-month warranty, and some people have 3-year-old bikes getting free repairs. Fair enough. Just don't put the oil in the tank first. Yeah, exactly. Bruce Kennedy, that's a good point. Paul's talking about mixing the thing. You don't want to pour the oil into the tank and then do it because you get it down in the car. It's a mess. Pour the gas in, dump the oil in, shake the bike around a little bit, and you'll be good. Ronnie, his other question, we're going to run a bit long here, folks. Thank you guys for sticking around. He said, can you discuss what you plan to do to deck out your bike? He plans to spend some money to make it really nice. So here is my list of things. I start personally with guarding it up to protect it from rocks. So Bulletproof Designs, we're going radiator guards, foldy levers, disc guards, swing arm brace, little bottom fork guards, all from Bulletproof Designs. And so I start with that. So because I'll ride a stock bike as long as everything's protected. Skid plate's probably going to be a Cherbis plastic skid plate. Going to put an Extreme Parts fan kit on it, an Extreme Parts linkage guard on it, an Extreme Parts clutch cover guard on it. Then we move to, so those are all my make sure my bike doesn't break kind of stuff when I ride it. Then the next thing I will do will be the suspension. We're going to do that in house, obviously, because Zach will be trained up, ready to rock and roll. So we'll do full badass, whatever, the coolest guy stuff ever for the suspension. Oh yeah, Enduro Engineering hand guards, my flags, stuff like that. And then they're going to trade out coolant for Evans coolant. Let's see. Not going to mess with the motor right off the bat, although I'm talking to Kelsey about ahead, seeing what it's going to come with and if it's going to be any different and all that stuff. So we will end up getting that go. I will not be running a pipe guard, Brent McFarland. I don't do that. Bruce Kennedy, yes, these items should be available for the 23. There's a lot of changes, but some of these guys like Bulletproof Designs already has a factory bike. So these things should fit. We'll have to see. And then that's pretty much it. Mooses, tires, and then I'll bling out, with graphics and all that stuff. But that's going to be about it. And then we'll probably try to, Mako 360. Thank you, Paul Anstey. Mako 360 and Spurs foot pegs. Sorry. Mako 360 and Spurs foot pegs. I will probably I will actually test the counter shocks on the bike bone stock suspension, because that'll be good to see what's happening. Mark Payne, take care. Punk Rock Club, thank you guys. Tom Battleaxe, TPI thermostat delete. I say delete it. I don't know why you need a thermostat even on a fuel injected bike. I don't think it's I don't know. I say delete it. I hate that. I don't like thermostats. I've had too many fail both on cars and bikes. I don't like it. Having chrome guards, yes, Ted King. Chrome don't get you home, but it sure looks nice sitting in the garage. Kim Jackson, found it. It has too much fun burning them out. Yeah, my pipes. John Fuquay, Spurs foot pegs from XC Gear, game changing. I'm not kidding, dude. I didn't want to believe it. Spurs from Mako 3 or from XC Gear. Check them out. They're kind of expensive. They're worth every penny. Let's see. You ain't cool for chrome. Don't shine. I love it. So yeah, that's about it. I think that's about it. And System Tech Racing bleeders on the forks. I'll make a list. And we'll go over that absolutely 100% when we get the bike. And then I should make a list of, I'm going to do that. Okay. So I'm going to make a video about all the things done to both of my bikes right now. So I think that'll be good. And we'll go over like every inch of them and show you guys what's up. So, and V-Moto tires 100%. By the way, quick plug for extremeparts.com, extreme-parts.com. Use code Highland10 when you go there. I know they're in Romania. I know it seems like it would be taking a long time to get here. They don't. They're amazing. You save 10%. You help me out. You get a great part, especially if you need a fan. I think their fan kits are like the best deal they have going. Kim Jackson's super secret part is on hold right now. Long story. I can't really talk about it because I don't want you to know what it is, but they're not going to produce it yet. There's manufacturing issues. So we'll see. Kelly Pate, what should I make? I should make a kit. That's what I should do. It's a big kit, but I should do it. That's a good idea. Andy BJ, Bicycle Bell for passing 4 strokes. I like it. So yeah, I will do that. Guys, I got a boogie. It's 8:11. I love you guys so much. Thank you, Punk Rock Club, for sticking around so long. I love you guys. Thank you, everybody who watches this either now or in the future. I love you guys so much. Paul Anstey, go Canada, be free. I love you so much. Have an awesome day. Brady Matters thinks it's nice to have all the influence money. I got no money. I just have free parts. Anyway, I love you guys. Have an awesome day. Get out, spread the gospel 2 wheels. And as always, I desperately hope that what we're doing here at Highland Cycles is inspiring you guys to work on, but really more importantly, get out and ride your dirt bikes.